The alarm screamed through the underground facility as Dr. Elena Martinez ran down the metal hallway. Her white lab coat flew behind her as she clutched a datapad against her chest. The walls shook with each explosion from above. Dust fell from the ceiling like snow. "How much time do we have?" Elena shouted over the noise. "Maybe 10 minutes before they break through the main doors," replied Dr. Kevin Walsh, her partner on Project Guardian. He was sweating as he typed commands into his computer. "The defense systems are failing fast." Elena looked at the glass chamber. In the center of the laboratory, inside lay a man who looked to be in his 30s. He had dark hair and a strong face. His eyes were closed and his chest rose and fell slowly. Tubes and wires connected him to machines that beeped softly. "Adam Blake," she whispered. 3 years of work. 3 years of building the perfect weapon to save humanity. Now the aliens were here, and there was no more time to test him. The facility shook again. This time, the lights went out for a few seconds before the backup power kicked in. Elena heard the distant sound of energy weapons firing. The Zephyrians. "We're getting closer. Elena, we need to go," Kevin said. "The evacuation ships are leaving in 5 minutes," she shook her head. "No, we activate him now. Are you crazy? We don't know if he's ready. The mind integration isn't complete. He could wake up and not know who he is or what he's supposed to do." Elena placed her hand on the glass chamber. Adam looked so peaceful, so human, but she knew what was inside him. Synthetic muscles that could lift a car, bones made of metal, stronger than steel, a brain that could process information faster than any computer. He was humanity's last hope. "He's ready enough," she said. "Start the activation sequence." Kevin looked like he wanted to argue, but another explosion made the decision for him. He began typing rapidly on his keyboard. Activation sequence initiated. Neural pathways coming online. Synthetic muscle fibers responding. The machines around Adam began to beep faster. The tube slowly withdrew from his body. Elena watched his face, waiting for any sign of movement. "Dr. Martinez!" a voice called from the hallway. It was Lieutenant Sam Cooper, one of the facility's security guards. He ran into the lab, his uniform torn and bloody. "The main doors are breached. The aliens are inside. We have maybe 2 minutes." Elena's heart pounded. She looked at Adam, still lying motionless in the chamber. "Come on," she whispered. "Wake up." Kevin's fingers flew over the keyboard. "I'm uploading the final memory banks now. Combat protocols, human history, language files. Everything we can give him." "Hurry," Elena said. She could hear the sound of energy weapons getting closer. The Zephyrians were moving through the facility, killing anyone they found. Lieutenant Cooper raised his rifle. "I'll hold them off as long as I can." He ran back toward the hallway. Elena opened her personal files on the computer. She had prepared for this moment. 3 years of her life, all her knowledge, all her memories of what it meant to be human. She began uploading her own mind into Adam's memory banks. "Elena, what are you doing?" Kevin asked. "Giving him a soul," she replied. "He needs to know why he's fighting. He needs to understand what we're trying to save." Adam's eyes suddenly opened. They were blue like the sky on a clear day. He sat up in the chamber, looking around the room with confusion. "Where am I?" he asked. His voice was deep and calm. "You're in the Guardian facility," Elena said, stepping closer to the chamber. "You're Adam Blake. You were created to protect humanity." Adam looked at his hands, flexing his fingers. "I remember things. A woman named Elena, a planet called Earth, children playing in parks." He looked at Elena. "You're her." "You're Elena," she nodded, tears in her eyes. "Yes, and you're our last hope." The sound of energy weapons grew louder. Lieutenant Cooper's voice echoed down the hallway. "They're in the main corridor. I can't hold them much longer." Adam stood up from the chamber. He was tall, about 6 feet, with a build that looked strong but not unusual. Only Elena and Kevin knew about the synthetic muscles and metal bones. "Underneath his skin? What do I need to do?" Adam asked. "Protect the humans," Elena said. "Fight the aliens. Survive." Kevin handed Adam a set of clothes. "Get dressed. We need to move." As Adam pulled on the dark shirt and pants, Elena heard new sounds from the hallway. Clicking noises, like insects. The Zephyrians were getting closer. The evacuation tunnel, Kevin said. We can still make it, but Elena shook her head. She sat down at her computer and began typing. I'm not leaving. I need to finish the upload. Adam needs all the information we can give him. Elena, there's no time. She looked at Adam, who was now fully dressed and alert. Listen to me, the aliens are called Zephyrians. They're here to take our planet. Most of humanity is already dead or captured. You might be the only one who can stop them. Adam nodded. I understand. The clicking sounds were right outside the lab now. Elena's fingers moved faster on the keyboard. I'm uploading everything. Our history, our culture, our dreams. Remember us, Adam. Remember what we were. The lab door exploded inward. 3 Zephyrians entered the room. They were tall, about 7 feet, with insect-like bodies covered in dark armor. Their heads were triangular, with large black eyes and sharp mandibles. They carried energy weapons that glowed with purple light. Lieutenant Cooper stumbled in behind them, his rifle smoking. Sorry, Doc, I tried. The lead Zephyrian raised its weapon toward Elena. Its voice was like grinding metal. Human female, you will surrender. Adam moved faster than any human could. One moment he was standing by the chamber, the next he was in front of the alien, his hand wrapped around its weapon. He crushed the gun like it was made of paper. The Zephyrian made a surprised clicking sound. It tried to strike Adam with its sharp arm, but Adam caught it and twisted. The alien's arm broke with a sound like snapping wood. The other 2 Zephyrians opened fire. Their energy beams hit Adam in the chest, but he didn't fall. His synthetic body absorbed the damage. He moved toward them with purpose. Elena continued typing, even as the battle raged around her. She uploaded her childhood memories, her love of science, her hope for humanity's future. Adam, she called out, you carry all of us with you now. Adam fought like a machine, but with human intelligence. He used the broken pieces of the lab equipment as weapons. He threw one Zephyrian into the wall so hard that it left a crater. The other he grabbed by the head and squeezed until it stopped moving. When the fight was over, Adam stood among the destroyed aliens, not even breathing hard. He looked at Elena, who was still at her computer. Upload complete, she said, smiling sadly. You have everything we could give you. More clicking sounds came from the hallway. More Zephyrians were coming. Elena, we have to go, Kevin said, but Elena shook her head. The facility is set to self-destruct in 30 seconds. I'm staying to make sure it works. No, Adam said. Come with us. Elena looked at him with love, like a mother looking at her child. You don't need me anymore. You have everything you need to win this war. Adam picked up Kevin and Lieutenant Cooper, one under each arm. I'm sorry, he said to Elena. She nodded. Make them remember us, Adam. Make them remember what we were. The facility exploded as Adam ran through the evacuation tunnel. Fire and smoke filled the air behind him. When he finally stopped running, he was alone on the surface with Kevin and Lieutenant Cooper. Above them, the sky was red with the light of burning cities. Alien ships moved through the clouds like metal birds. The war had begun, and Adam Blake was now Earth's last defender. 6 months had passed since the day Adam Blake woke up in the burning facility. The world above ground looked like a different planet now. Where once great cities stood, only twisted metal and broken concrete remained. The sky was always gray, filled with smoke and ash. Alien ships flew overhead like metal vultures. Searching for any sign of human life, Adam stood on what used to be the roof of a skyscraper in New York City. The building had been cut in half by alien weapons, leaving a jagged edge that pointed toward the gray sky. Below him, the streets were filled with rubble and strange alien machines that crawled like spiders, mining the earth for metals and minerals. His enhanced hearing picked up a sound from far below. Voices, human voices. They were trying to be quiet, but Adam could hear them clearly. A group of survivors was moving through the subway tunnels, probably looking for food or shelter. Adam jumped down from the building, landing silently on a pile of debris. His synthetic body felt no pain from the fall. He moved through the ruins, Like a ghost, his enhanced senses alert for any sign of danger. The Zephyrians had patrols everywhere, and they shot humans on sight. As he made his way toward the subway entrance, Adam thought about the past 6 months. He had tried to save as many people as possible, but it felt like trying to hold back the ocean with his bare hands. The aliens were everywhere. They had turned Earth into a giant mining operation, stripping away everything valuable and shipping it to their homeworld. At first, Adam had fought like a soldier, attacking alien patrols and sabotaging their equipment. But he quickly learned that the Zephyrians were not just conquerors. They were smart, organized, and they learned from their mistakes. When he destroyed their mining machines, they built better ones. When he killed their soldiers, they sent more, but Adam was learning too. He studied their patterns, their weaknesses, their technology. He discovered that the Zephyrians communicated through high-frequency sounds that human ears couldn't hear. He learned to recognize their different ranks by the markings on their armor. Most importantly, he learned to think like them. The subway entrance was hidden behind a collapsed wall. Adam moved the heavy concrete blocks aside as if they were made of paper. Inside, he could hear the human voices more clearly now. There were at least 6 people, maybe more. "We can't stay here much longer," a man's voice said. "The aliens found the group in Central Park yesterday. Killed them all. Where else can we go?" a woman replied. "The whole city is crawling with those things." Adam stepped into the tunnel, his footsteps echoing softly. The humans heard him coming and went silent. He could smell their fear in the air. "Don't be afraid," Adam said in a calm voice. "I'm here to help." A beam of light hit him as someone turned on a flashlight. The light revealed a group of 7 people, all dirty and thin from months of hiding. They were armed with makeshift weapons, broken pipes, kitchen knives, a few old guns. "Who are you?" asked the man with the flashlight. He was tall and muscular, with short gray hair and scars on his face. Adam could tell he had been a soldier once. "My name is Adam Blake," he replied. "I'm looking for survivors." The soldier studied Adam carefully. "You don't look like you've been hiding in tunnels for 6 months. Where did you come from?" "It's a long story," Adam said. "Right now, we need to get you somewhere safe. The aliens are planning a sweep of this area tomorrow." "How do you know that?" asked the woman who had spoken before. She was younger, maybe in her 20s, with red hair and intelligent eyes. "I've been watching them," Adam said. "Learning their patterns. They're not just randomly hunting humans. They're following a plan." The soldier lowered his weapon slightly. "You're not military, are you? You don't move like regular army." "No," Adam said. "I'm something else." Before anyone could ask more questions, Adam held up his hand for silence. His enhanced hearing had picked up something the humans couldn't detect. The high-frequency clicking of Zephyrian communication. They were close. "We need to move now," Adam whispered. 3 aliens coming from the south tunnel. "They'll be here in 2 minutes." The soldier looked skeptical. "I don't hear anything." "Trust me," Adam said. "Gather your supplies. We're leaving." The group quickly packed their few belongings. Adam led them deeper into the tunnel system, away from the approaching aliens. As they walked, he listened to their quiet conversations. The soldier's name was Jake Morrison. He had been a Navy SEAL before the invasion. The red-haired woman was Dr. Lisa Park, a scientist who had been working on alien technology. "I've been studying their equipment," Lisa whispered to Adam as they walked. "The pieces I could find, anyway. Their technology is biological. It's alive, in a way." "What do you mean?" Adam asked. "Their weapons, their ships, even their armor, it's all grown, not built. It responds to their thoughts, their emotions. That's why they're so hard to fight." Adam filed this information away. It might be useful later. They reached a safer section of the tunnel system where Jake had set up a small camp. They were sleeping. Bags, canned food, and a few other survivors who had been waiting for the scouting party to return. "This is everyone?" Adam asked. 12 people, Jake said. "It used to be more, but ... He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't need to. Adam looked around at the group. They were all that remained of a city that once held 8 million people. Men, women, children, all living like rats in the darkness, afraid to show their faces. Above ground. This isn't living, Adam said. This is just surviving. It's all we can do, Jake replied. Those things are too strong, too fast. We can't fight them. You can't fight them, Adam said, but I can. Over the next few hours, Adam told them about his plan. He had been watching the aliens for months, learning their routines. He knew which facilities were lightly guarded, which supply routes were vulnerable, which commanders made decisions for large areas. You want to start a war, Jake said when Adam finished explaining. The war already started, Adam replied. We're just losing it. Dr. Park looked at Adam with curiosity. You're not entirely human, are you? Adam met her gaze. Does it matter? It might, she said. If you're going to fight them, I need to know what you're capable of. Adam walked over to a concrete pillar that supported the tunnel ceiling. He placed his hand against it and pushed. The concrete cracked, then crumbled under his grip. I'm stronger than humans, he said. Faster too. I don't need much sleep, and I can see in the dark. I was designed to fight. The group stared at him in amazement and fear. Designed by who? Jake asked. People who wanted to save humanity, Adam said. People who are dead now. A child in the group, a girl about 10 years old, stepped forward. Can you really beat the monsters? Adam knelt down to her level. I'm going to try, he said. But I need help. I need people who can think, who can plan, who can be brave when it matters. Jake looked around at his small group of survivors. What do you need us to do? Help me save the others, Adam said. There are more survivors out there, hiding in buildings and tunnels all over the city. We're going to find them, organize them, and fight back. And if we fail? Dr. Park asked. Adam stood up and looked at each of them in turn. Then we'll have tried. That's more than most people get to say. Over the next few days, Adam began his campaign. He moved through the city like a phantom, striking at alien patrols and supply lines. He rescued survivors from collapsed buildings and hidden bunkers. He sabotaged mining equipment and destroyed communication arrays. The aliens began to notice. They increased their patrols and started hunting for whoever was causing the trouble, but Adam was always one step ahead of them. He knew their patterns, their weaknesses, their fears, and slowly the humans began to hope again. The message came from the Zephyrian High Command on a cold morning in what used to be Chicago. Commander Thekvar stood in the central command ship, studying the reports from Earth with growing concern. His forearms moved over the biomechanical controls as he reviewed the data. Show me the losses again, he clicked in the Zephyrian language. The ship's living computer projected images into the air. Mining facilities destroyed. Patrol groups missing. Communication towers sabotaged. All the work of one individual, a human the survivors had started calling their guardian. How many soldiers have we lost? Thekvar asked. 47 dead, 23 wounded, replied his second-in-command, a smaller Zephyrian named Klix. All from a single human. Thekvar's mandibles clicked in anger. He had conquered 12 worlds in his long career. He had never seen anything like this. This is not just any human. Bring me the hunter-killers. Meanwhile, in the ruins of Chicago, Adam Blake crouched on top of a broken bridge, watching a Zephyrian convoy move through the streets below. He had been tracking this group for 3 days. They were transporting something important, several large containers under heavy guard. Through his enhanced vision, Adam could see heat signatures inside the containers. Human heat signatures. The aliens were collecting people again, probably. For their breeding facilities. Adam counted the guards. 20 Zephyrians, all armed with energy weapons. 6 armored vehicles. It would be dangerous, but he had rescued humans from worse situations. He jumped down from the bridge, landing silently behind the last vehicle in the convoy. His synthetic muscles allowed him to keep pace with the moving truck while staying hidden. When they stopped at a checkpoint, Adam struck. The first guard never saw him coming. Adam's hand closed around the alien's throat, crushing it before it could make a sound. He took the creature's weapon and moved to the next target, the Battle was over in less than 5 minutes. Adam had learned to fight the Zephyrians efficiently, using their own weapons against them. He opened the containers and found 30 human prisoners inside, men, women, and children, all weak from captivity. "You're safe now," Adam told them. "I'm going to get you out of here." As he helped the prisoners escape, Adam didn't notice the small device one of the dead aliens had activated before dying. The device sent a signal to the Zephyrian command ship, marking Adam's exact location. 2 hours later, Adam was leading the rescued humans through the ruins when his enhanced hearing picked up something new. The sound of heavy footsteps moving in perfect coordination. These weren't regular Zephyrian soldiers. "Get down," Adam whispered to the humans. "Stay hidden." 3 figures emerged from the rubble ahead. They looked like Zephyrians, but different. Their armor was thicker, darker, and it seemed to move like living skin. Red lights glowed from their helmets. They carried weapons that hummed with energy. "Adam Blake," one of them spoke in perfect English. "We have come for you." Adam stepped forward, putting himself between the hunter-killers and the humans. "What do you want?" "To end your interference," the leader replied. "I am Hunter-Killer Unit 7. We were designed to eliminate threats like you." The hunter-killers spread out, surrounding Adam. He could see their armor was adapting, changing color to match their surroundings. Their weapons were charging, building up energy for a devastating attack. "You cannot run," Hunter-Killer Unit 7 continued. "You cannot hide. We know what you are, synthetic being." "We know your weaknesses," Adam smiled grimly. "Then let's find out." The battle began instantly. The hunter-killers fired their weapons at the same time, 3 beams of energy converging on Adam's position. He rolled aside, but the beams followed him. Guided by the hunter's targeting systems, one beam caught Adam in the shoulder, burning through his synthetic skin and damaging the muscle underneath. He felt something he had never experienced before. Pain, real, sharp pain that made his system scream warnings, but pain also brought clarity. Adam realized these enemies were different from regular Zephyrians. They were faster, smarter, and they had been built specifically to fight him. He grabbed a piece of concrete and threw it at Hunter-Killer Unit 7. The creature's armor absorbed the impact, but the force knocked it backward. Adam used the distraction to get closer, grabbing the hunter-killer's weapon and crushing it. The other 2 hunter-killers adapted instantly, changing their tactics. They began firing in a pattern that forced Adam to move in specific directions, herding him toward a trap. Adam realized what they were doing, but it was too late. The 3rd hunter-killer had positioned itself where Adam would have to go. As he dodged the energy beams, he ran straight into its arms. The hunter-killer's grip was incredibly strong. Its armor began to change, growing sharp spikes that dug into Adam's synthetic skin. "You are captured," it said. "Prepare for termination." But as the hunter-killer tried to crush him, something unexpected happened. Adam's damaged systems began to malfunction, and with the malfunction came memories that weren't his own. He saw Elena Martinez as a child playing in a garden. He felt her fear when the aliens first arrived. He experienced her love for humanity, her hope for the future. The memories gave Adam strength he didn't know he had. He broke free from the hunter-killer's grip and struck back with devastating force. His fist went through the creature's armor like it was made of paper. The remaining hunter-killers paused, their systems analyzing what had just happened. In that moment of hesitation, Adam struck again. He had stopped thinking like a weapon and started thinking like a human, creative, unpredictable, and willing to take risks. He used the ruins around him as weapons, throwing chunks of concrete and twisted metal. He used the hunter-killer's own tactics against them, making them think he was going one way while he went another. When the battle was over, all 3 hunter-killers lay broken among the rubble. Adam stood over them, his synthetic body damaged but functional. He looked at his hands and realized something had changed. He was no longer just following his programming. He was making his own choices. "Are you okay?" asked Jake Morrison, who had arrived with a group of survivors during the battle. Adam turned to face him. "I'm different now," he said. "I can feel things I couldn't feel before." I can remember things that aren't my memories. Dr. Lisa Park examined the remains of the hunter-killers with great interest. Their technology is incredible, she said. But I think I understand something now. Adam, these creatures are biomechanical, just like you. And I think you might be able to interface with their systems. What do you mean? Adam asked. I mean, you might be able to control their technology, Lisa explained. Think about it. You're synthetic, but you have human consciousness. You might be the bridge between our two kinds of technology. Adam looked at the broken hunter-killers, then at the growing group of human survivors who were looking to him for leadership. More people had joined their cause in recent weeks. They had established hidden camps throughout the city, and word was spreading that someone was fighting back against the aliens. There's something else, Jake said. We've been monitoring alien communications. More ships are coming, a lot more. They're bringing their entire fleet to Earth. Adam felt a mix of fear and determination. The real war was just beginning, but he was no longer the same being who had awakened in Elena's laboratory. He was something new, something the aliens had never faced before. Then we need to be ready, Adam said. We need to organize everyone. We need to learn everything we can about their technology, Dr. Park nodded. I've been working on that. I think I know how to interface with their systems. But it's dangerous if it goes wrong. We'll deal with that when it happens, Adam said. Right now, we need to prepare for the biggest battle of our lives. As the sun set over the ruins of Chicago, Adam looked up at the alien ships in the sky. Soon there would be many more. But he was no longer afraid. He had become something the Zephyrians couldn't understand, a weapon with a soul, a machine with human heart. The real war was about to begin. The captured Zephyrian command ship sat in the ruins of what used to be a football stadium. It was smaller than the main alien vessels, but still impressive, about the size of a city bus, with smooth curves and surfaces that seemed to breathe. Dr. Lisa Park had spent 2 weeks studying it before she declared it safe for Adam to attempt the interface. Are you sure about this? Jake Morrison asked as he checked his rifle for the 10th time. He was nervous, and he had good reason to be. If Adam's attempt to connect with the alien technology went wrong, it could kill him or turn him into something hostile. Adam stood next to the ship, his hand hovering over what Lisa had identified as the main control interface. It looked like a smooth, black surface with veins of blue light running through it. When he touched it, the lights pulsed faster. I have to try, Adam said. If Lisa is right, this could change everything. Dr. Park nodded from behind her protective barrier. Remember, the connection should feel natural if it works. If you feel any pain or confusion, disconnect immediately. Adam placed his palm flat against the interface. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the blue lights began to spread up his arm, and suddenly his mind was flooded with alien thoughts and memories. The experience was overwhelming. Adam saw flashes of the Zephyrian homeworld, a beautiful planet with crystal cities and flowing rivers. He felt their joy, their culture, their love for their families. But then came the darkness, a terrible enemy that consumed worlds, forcing the Zephyrians to flee their home and become wanderers in space. Through the ship's memory banks, Adam learned the truth about the Zephyrian Empire. They weren't conquerors by choice. They were refugees, desperate survivors who consumed other worlds because it was the only way they knew how to survive. They had been running for so long that they had forgotten any other way to live, but there was more. Adam accessed the ship's tactical database and discovered the true scope of their operation. Earth was just one of hundreds of worlds they had conquered. Millions of different species had been enslaved or killed, and the genetic material they were harvesting from humans was being used for something specific, creating a new slave race that could survive in the harsh environments the Zephyrians were forced to inhabit. The knowledge made Adam angry, but it also gave him power. Through the ship's systems, he could see the entire Zephyrian network on Earth, every facility, every patrol route, every weakness in their defenses. More importantly, he discovered he could control the ship's systems. The biomechanical technology responded to his synthetic nature, accepting him as a legitimate user. He could access their communications, their automated defenses, even their manufacturing systems. Adam? Lisa's voice seemed to come from very far away. Your vital signs are spiking. How do you feel? Adam opened his eyes, though he hadn't realized he had closed them. I can see everything, he said. I can control it. Over the next few hours, Adam demonstrated his new abilities. He accessed the alien communication network and listened to their tactical discussions. He learned that Commander Thekvar was planning a massive sweep of the Chicago area, using over 1,000 soldiers to hunt down the human resistance. We need to warn the other groups, Jake said after Adam shared the information. We can do better than that, Adam replied. He turned his attention back to the ship's systems. Through the network, he could access automated mining equipment across the city. With a thought, he sent new programming to the machines. Across Chicago, alien mining robots suddenly turned on their Zephyrian supervisors. Drilling equipment that had been strip mining the earth began attacking the creatures that controlled it. Defense turrets rotated to target alien positions instead of protecting them. The effect was immediate and devastating. The Zephyrian command network filled with confused reports as their own technology rebelled against them. Commander Thekvar's planned sweep fell apart as his forces had to deal with sabotage on a massive scale. This is incredible, Dr. Park said, monitoring the alien communications. They have no idea what's happening. But Adam was just getting started. He had discovered something else in the ship's database, the location of a major Zephyrian facility where they were holding human prisoners. Not just a few dozen, but thousands of people who were being prepared for transport to alien breeding colonies. We're going to rescue them, Adam announced. Jake looked skeptical. It's too well defended. They have hundreds of guards, automated weapons, energy shields. Even with your new abilities, it would be suicide. Not if we have help, Adam sighed. He accessed the ship's manufacturing systems and began designing new equipment. The ship's biomechanical factories could create tools and weapons based on mental commands. Adam designed devices that could disrupt Zephyrian technology, weapons that could penetrate their armor, and communication equipment that would allow human forces to coordinate their attacks. Over the next week, Adam's abilities grew stronger. He learned to interface with multiple alien systems at once, turning the Zephyrians' own technology against them on a massive scale. Mining equipment became weapons. Communication networks became tools for human coordination. Even the aliens' own vehicles could be hijacked and controlled remotely. The human resistance grew stronger as well. Word spread through the survivor communities that someone was fighting back effectively. More people joined the cause, bringing valuable skills and knowledge. Captain Rebecca Hayes, a former Air Force pilot, led a group that had captured several alien flying vehicles. Engineer Tony Rodriguez figured out how to modify human weapons to be more effective against Zephyrian armor. We're ready, Jake announced. After a week of preparation, 200 fighters armed with alien technology and coordinated through your network. It's the largest human force assembled since the invasion. Adam nodded. The time had come to strike at the main prison facility. But as he prepared for the attack, he made a disturbing discovery in the alien database. The Zephyrians weren't just harvesting humans for slave labor. They were trying to create hybrid beings, part human, part alien, that could serve as perfect servants for their empire. The discovery filled Adam with rage. These aliens weren't just destroying humanity. They were trying to corrupt it, to turn humans into tools for their own survival. It was exactly what Elena Martinez had feared when she created him, the complete erasure of human identity. The attack began at dawn. Adam led the assault, using his connection to the alien network to disable their defenses. The prison facility's energy shields flickered and died. Guard towers that should have been firing on the approaching humans instead turned their weapons on Zephyrian positions. Rebecca Hayes led her pilots in a series of devastating airstrikes, using captured alien fighters to destroy the facility's command center. Tony Rodriguez's modified weapons proved highly effective against alien armor. allowing human ground forces to advance rapidly through the facility's outer defenses. But the most important part of the battle happened in the digital realm. Adam fought a war of information and control, battling Zephyrian technicians who were trying to regain control of their systems. His synthetic mind could process information faster than any biological brain, allowing him to stay one step ahead of the alien counterattacks. The prison facility fell in less than 4 hours. 3,000 human prisoners were freed, including many children who had been marked for the hybrid experiments. The rescued humans wept with joy and disbelief as they realized they were finally safe, but Adam's greatest discovery came when he accessed the facility's main database. He found detailed information about the Zephyrian home fleet, the massive collection of ships that served as their mobile capital. More importantly, he learned about their greatest weakness. The Zephyrians were dying out. Their original genetic base was too small to sustain their population without constant genetic input from conquered species. They needed the hybrid experiments to survive as a race. Without them, their civilization would collapse within a few generations. "They're more afraid of us than we are of them," Adam told Jake as they stood among the rescued prisoners. "They need us to survive, but we don't need them at all." Jake looked out at the humans they had saved, families reuniting, children laughing for the first time in months. "So what do we do now?" Adam turned his attention to the sky, where alien ships still flew in formation. But now he could see them. Differently, they weren't invincible conquerors. They were desperate refugees, clinging to a dying way of life. "Now we show them what humans are really capable of," Adam said. "We show them that Earth belongs to us." The alarms in the Zephyrian command ship screamed across the galaxy. Emperor Zekthul, ancient ruler of the wandering fleet, felt his 4 hearts beating rapidly as he studied the reports from Earth. What had started as a simple mining operation had become a disaster. "How many ships have we lost?" the Emperor asked, his voice like grinding stone. 47 vessels destroyed, 200 more damaged beyond repair," replied his aide. "The human resistance has grown too strong. They are using our own technology against us." Emperor Zekthul's eyes glowed with anger. In 300 years of conquest, he had never faced anything like this. "Prepare the Grand Fleet, every ship, every soldier. We will burn this world to ash." On Earth, Adam Blake stood in the ruins of Chicago, watching the sky fill with alien ships. There were so many that they blocked out the sun, casting the world into an eerie twilight. Through his connection to the Zephyrian network, he could hear their communications. Over 1 million alien soldiers were preparing to land. "They're bringing everything they have," Dr. Lisa Park said, studying the readings on her equipment. "This is their entire civilization." Jake Morrison looked up at the massive fleet with grim determination. "How many people do we have ready to fight?" 10,000 humans across all the resistance cells," Adam replied. "Against 1 million aliens." The numbers were overwhelming, but Adam felt strangely calm. Over the past weeks, his connection to the alien network had grown stronger. He wasn't just interfacing with individual ships anymore. He could feel the quantum communication systems that linked the entire Zephyrian fleet. Every ship, every weapon, every piece of technology was connected through a vast digital web. And Adam was becoming part of that web. "There's something I need to tell you," Adam said to his human allies. "I'm changing. Every time I connect to their systems, I become less human and more something else." Dr. Park frowned. "What do you mean?" "I can feel their technology like it's part of my body," Adam explained. "I can think at the speed of their computers. I can process information from thousands of sources at once. I'm becoming something new." Jake put a hand on Adam's shoulder. "Are you still you? Are you still fighting for humanity?" Adam looked at his friend and smiled. "More than ever. But I'm not sure what I'll be when this is over." The first wave of Zephyrian ships began their descent toward Earth. These weren't the small patrol vessels Adam had been fighting. These were massive warships, each one capable of destroying an entire city. Their energy weapons charged up, preparing to turn Earth's surface into molten glass. but Adam was ready for them. He reached out through the quantum network, his consciousness expanding across the entire alien fleet. What the Zephyrians didn't realize was that their technology had accepted him completely. To their computers, Adam was now recognized as a legitimate part of their command structure. The first ship to enter Earth's atmosphere suddenly changed course, its weapons rotating to target another alien vessel. The second ship did the same. Within minutes, the entire vanguard was firing on itself, confused by conflicting orders that seemed to come from their own command systems. Emperor Zekthal watched in horror as his fleet tore itself apart. What is happening? Who is controlling our ships? On every screen throughout the fleet, Adam's face appeared. He spoke in perfect Zephyrian, his voice carrying across their communication network to every alien in the Armada. "I am Adam Blake," he said. "I was created to protect humanity. And that is what I will do." The Emperor's mandibles clicked in rage. "You are just one being. We are millions. You are millions," Adam agreed. "But you all depend on the same technology. And that technology belongs to me now." What followed was unlike any battle in galactic history. Adam fought not with weapons or soldiers, but with pure information. He turned the aliens' own systems against them, causing ships to collide with each other, weapons to malfunction, and life support systems to shut down, but the Zephyrians adapted quickly. Their technicians began cutting ships off from the main network, isolating their systems to prevent Adam's interference. The Emperor ordered his forces to use manual controls, fighting like their ancestors had before they developed their biomechanical technology. The battle moved to Earth's surface, as thousands of alien troops landed in drop pods. Human resistance fighters met them in the ruins of cities around the world. Rebecca Hayes led airstrikes with her captured alien fighters. Tony Rodriguez had modified human weapons that could punch through alien armor. Jake Morrison commanded ground forces with military precision, but it was Adam who turned the tide of battle. He appeared wherever the fighting was heaviest, moving faster than any human could. His synthetic body had been enhanced by alien technology, making him stronger and more resilient than ever before. He fought with the fury of humanity's protector and the cold efficiency of a machine. The final confrontation came when Emperor Zekthal landed his personal command ship on Earth. The ancient alien ruler stood 8 feet tall, his body covered in ceremonial armor that had been grown from the bones of conquered worlds. He carried weapons that had killed the leaders of 100 species. "Face me, synthetic being," the Emperor challenged. "Let us end this as warriors." Adam met him in the ruins of what used to be Times Square. The battle was fierce and personal. The Emperor was old but experienced, and his weapons could cut through steel. But Adam fought with the memories of every human who had died, every child who had been taken, every dream that had been destroyed. "You don't understand," the Emperor gasped as Adam's hand closed around his throat. "We are dying. Our race will end without the genetic material we harvest. We have no choice." "There is always a choice," Adam replied. "You chose to be predators instead of asking for help." As the Emperor's life faded, Adam accessed his personal memory banks. He saw the true history of the Zephyrian race, their original homeworld, their flight from a cosmic disaster, their slow transformation from peaceful beings into desperate conquerors. With the Emperor's death, the remaining alien forces lost their coordination. Some ships fled into space. Others surrendered to human forces. The invasion was over, but Adam's transformation was complete. He stood among the wreckage of the final battle, no longer entirely human, but not alien either. He had become something unprecedented, a bridge between organic and synthetic life, between human creativity and alien technology. The surviving humans looked at him with mixture of gratitude and uncertainty. He had saved them, but what was he? Now, what happens next? Jake asked. Adam looked up at the stars, where he could sense other worlds, other civilizations. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders and dangers. Some of the fleeing Zephyrians would carry word of what had happened. On Earth, other species would learn that humanity had survived its first test as a spacefaring civilization. "Now we rebuild," Adam said. We help the Zephyrian refugees who want to live in peace. We explore the galaxy and meet other species as equals, not conquerors. Dr. Park stepped forward. And you? What will you do? Adam smiled, and for a moment, he looked entirely human again. I'll keep protecting humanity. That's what I was made for. But now I can protect them among the stars. As the sun rose over the ruins of Earth, the work of rebuilding began. Humans and Zephyrian refugees worked together to repair the damage, sharing technology and knowledge. Children who had hidden in tunnels played in the streets again. And Adam, Blake, the synthetic being who had been constructed to save Earth, stood watch over them all. He had become humanity's greatest weapon and their greatest hope for the future. The aliens' worst nightmare had become the galaxy's new protector. The stars were calling and humanity was finally ready to answer.